Welcome to the Experience Darden podcast. I'm your host, Brett Twitty, and you are listening to a new episode. So on this episode of the podcast, I'm excited to share my recent conversation with Juan Montiel and Jorge Laborde. Juan and Jorge are second-year students in our full-time MBA class of 2022, and they are also leaders of the Latin American Student Association. I recently connected with Juan and Jorge to talk a bit more about their backgrounds, what led them to Darden, how they're spending their second years, and so much more. I think you're really going to enjoy this conversation. So without further ado, here's my interview with Juan Montiel and Jorge Laborde. Juan, Jorge, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you, Red. Thank you for having us. How are you doing?
All right, doing great. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see both of you. We're recording this on a Friday, a very warm Friday in December. Happy Friday. Yeah, surprisingly, absolutely. We wouldn't expect like low 60s, 70s in December here in this part of the world. So how are things for you? Juan, you doing okay? Everything all right?
Great. Almost completing our second quarter, second year. So looking forward to the Christmas break, flying back to Argentina to visit my family and dear friends. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Imagining you'll step off the plane and it'll be summer there, right?
It'll be close to 90, 100. Yeah.
One of the best / cruelest trips I've taken in the past, feels like a world ago, but back in 2019, I had a chance to go to Chile in November of 2019, right before the world changed, and spent a couple days in Santiago, and it was beautiful. It was incredible, but it was also 95 degrees, so and like low humidity. Wonderful. Get off the plane in DC, still in November, 40 degrees outside. It was a real come down. So, Juan, you'll be going the other way. I think you have
I have to come back in January, so that's tough. Now that you mentioned that.
Well, it's okay. Enjoy it while you can. Well, Jorge, how are things going for you? How are you doing?
Incredible. I'm enjoying my second year. Honestly, great to be back in person, to have the experience of the first coffee. Amazing. I'm having such a good time, like meeting friends, doing like cases. In this particular moment, we can pay a lot of attention to cases because, like, from my side, I'm done with recruiting, so very happy about that. And I'm not traveling to Chile like now, but my parents are coming on the 22nd, so like super happy to host them and looking forward to it. So good.
All right. Well, they're leaving the warm weather, coming to see you. Have they been to Charlottesville before?
Oh, never. First time. That's why I'm super excited to show them around. I don't know. It's gonna be winter, but I'm for sure know that we can do tons of activities.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you'll be able to get out and about, and that's always a beautiful time of year to be in Charlottesville. So it's exciting that you'll get to spend the holidays with your family and host them and share part of your business school experience with them. I trust that they would be coming back for graduation. So
yeah, indeed. They were looking for tickets, and they have tickets now, so they are coming in May also. So they're gonna have both sides of Charlottesville, the winter one and the summer one.
All right. Well, thank you both for coming on the podcast. And, I'd like to spend the first half of our conversation talking a bit more about your stories and your background and how you ended up at Darden. And then the second half, would like to talk about your extracurricular engagement and how you're spending your time outside of the classroom. So, Jorge, love to start with you. Tell us your story. Who are you? Where you're from? And what did you do before coming to Darden?
Okay, I'm Jorge. I'm from Chile, from the capital city. You have been there, Santiago. I have one sister. I studied industrial engineering with a major in finance. Then I worked for 2 years at HSBC Bank. Then right after that, I moved to a real estate company. I started as a financial analyst. Then I was promoted to head of finance. And finally, in 2019, I was promoted to deputy control manager. I have a role like related to financial planning and analysis, I was super in touch with the CFO and CEO of the company. And then I decided to pursue an MBA. So now I'm here.
All right. And Juan, how about you?
Yeah, sure. Juan from Argentina, Buenos Aires, born and raised there. I'm a lonely child, no siblings. I studied civil engineering, and after graduation, I started working as a project manager right away. I started in the retail bank industry, then moved to McDonald's, opening new restaurants. And finally, I moved to WeWork, where I was in charge of the Peruvian market, leading the expansion there and opening new co-working buildings. I said I wanted to pursue an MBA in order to live abroad and have a different experience. So that's why I came here to the US, to Darden in particular.
All right. Well, let's stay with you, Juan, and talk a little bit more about how Darden got on your radar. You mentioned that you were looking in the United States, MBA programs. There are quite a few MBA programs in the United States. What resonated with you when you looked at Darden?
Yeah, there were lots of factors to take into account. My wife doesn't like cold weather, so like the northern region of the US was out of the question. But I also wanted to have like an immersive experience, living in a close community, like a small environment where you can get to know everyone. They're not like going to different, like doing different activities because it's a big city or something like that. And for me, that was very attractive. I also wanted to like challenge myself and get out of my comfort zone. I'm usually an introvert person in large groups, so I thought like having like this case method in a cohort of 60, 70 people, where you're also in a safe environment, it's going to be good for me in order to expand my and be more extrovert when talking about different ideas. So for me, those were the two main reasons of why Darden.
Well, certainly reasons that have come up on the podcast before: the draw of community, the opportunity to really immerse in your MBA experience and not just have school be something you're doing in addition to all these other things that are competing for your time and attention. And believe it or not, quite a bit of weather discussion here on the podcast. Meteorologically, I think people are, maybe looking for a place where it's a little bit more temperate, depending on where they're coming from. So, all right. Well, Jorge, how about you?
Yeah, from my side, I would say that, like similar to Juan, I was looking to be into a small community. I have been from this big city, Santiago, my whole life, 8 million people. So I wanted to be in a small like town. So I was looking for some universities that like can give me that, and of course Darden was one of them. But at the same time, like the case method for me was super interesting. I really wanted to challenge myself, as once also said, that I'm more extroverted, so I wanted to like get to know a lot of people from all over the world. And at the same time, what I really like, and that's why, like when I was doing my research about Darden, is the diversity that we have here, the inclusion is like the opportunity that you have with the faculty to have conversation with them is not something that you are going to have in other places. Like here, you like go outside of classes, you have tons of activities to do, and you can have that close-knit community where you can chat with professors, like with everyone, like students, faculty. So that's amazing, and that's why I was looking for.
Well,
yes. Sorry to jump in and second that. Like I'm amazed of like how diverse our cohort is, and the next class, like the 2023, also they have like record international students. I became friends with people from all over the world, and I know that those relationships are gonna last. So I'm really happy about that.
It's kind of the incredible thing coming to business school. When you think about the Darden community, it's per class, it's 335 students, combine both full-time MBA classes. Getting around 680 students, but so many different backgrounds, so many different perspectives and experiences, and just kind of incredible to have people from all over the world in a small community. And the way that you can experience that and appreciate that and encounter that because of the scale of the learning experience. It's small, it's intimate. So I appreciate both your points on that. It really resonates with a lot of the conversations that we've had.
Not only that, Brett, but we also experience when you think it's one cohort of 350, you're never told that you're gonna also become friends of the, like when you're a first year of the second years.
And now the first year.
Like we've been in New York in second year, friends of ours that were 1 year ahead of us that went to leave to New York in order to go to the US Open, and they hosted us. And now we're becoming friends also from like as a second year from the first years. And without trying to get ahead in the conversation, the affinity clubs and the different activities that Darden has outside the classroom are super helpful in that.
All right, well, let's talk about the adjustment to coming to business school, living in Charlottesville for both of you. New country, new place, undoubtedly some changes. Jorge, let's start with you. What was it like first year? Take us back a little bit in time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be super honest. Like when we came here, I was coming from Chile, like in the middle of the pandemic. And Chile was like super bad. And I came here, it was like a different world. So for me, it was amazing. The first year was tough. For us was completely like the one part was virtual, was a hybrid program. But all the recruiting process was virtual. At the beginning, we were like, I was frustrated about it. But honestly, like looking forward, I would say that it was super good. The experience that I have was amazing. I did some like changes. For example, I remember at the beginning, I was like doing every single case. And at the beginning was like, oh, okay, I don't have time for recruiting. And then I have the support of my learning team that was amazing because, okay, I started like doing all the cases, reading it, but to have the support of your learning team was amazing because you don't have to spend so many time doing like those things. So you also have time for recruiting. And that was, I would say, the most important like advice I get, like was, okay, you need to balance the thing about doing cases, but also you need to do recruiting. So like watch out and like you have to be careful about what the things you are like, okay, where you put in your time.
It feels very consistent with one of the challenges that I've heard from pretty much all of our student guests here on the podcast. How do you prioritize your time as a first year student where you're doing a lot of important things all at once, right? School is important. Recruiting is important. Getting to know your classmates and getting to know the broader community, also important. So juggling those things, figuring out what's most important in a particular week, that's a skill. That's also a process. You learn as you go.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, Juan. So you also came from another place, came to the U.S., came to Charlottesville. First year, Darden, it's known for being challenging. What was that first year like?
Yeah, for me, well, same as Jorge, Argentina was in complete lockdown when I came here. So like in 1.5 weeks, we had to like close everything from like close our life in Argentina, and we moved here to the US. It was a shock, the freedom that you had here in Charlottesville, because it's more of an open area instead of a big city like Buenos Aires, and like because of different cultures. For us was relieving, but on top of that, for first year, there's a lot, as Jorge mentioned, you have to prioritize what you want to do, and that's a skill that will help you further in your career, I think. Lots of classes in pajamas. Now we have to decide what to wear to go to class, find the classroom the first week of classes of each quarter. But it was tough in terms of knowing what to prioritize and how to balance everything. I think Darden did its best, and it really worked out. The hybrid program with 1/3 of the class in person. Professors did a huge effort going there and being for the students in person in general. So we really appreciate that, because at least we could have that small amount of real case management classes in the classroom. And on top of that, the recruiting process was also super important for me. I wanted to land my internship in the company that I wanted to work for in the full time, which I was able to do, but it was an intense process.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my mind back to that place where y'all might have been stepping on a plane at the, pandemic very much, obviously still with us these days, but a lot of uncertainty at that time. Go back to 2020, get on a plane, come into a new country. U.S. was having its own struggles with the virus. Then in landing in Charlottesville, just the adjustment process. How did you navigate all that, Juan? Were there current students that were helpful to you? I think about the student affairs office. Like how did you're in a brand new place. How do you start making it feel like home?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm gonna drop a name. Like the second day we were here, I live in Ivy Gardens, which I don't know if someone told you, you arrive and there's nothing in the apartment, like you have to start buying the things. So in a pandemic, it's difficult because like stores are not open. IKEA was having like supply chain management issues. We're right here, we didn't have anything. And the very next day, one of my very close friends from the MBA, Roberto, appeared at our door and drove us to Walmart. And we spent like 4 hours in Walmart buying mostly all the stuff that we need at least to survive for the first couple of weeks. So I really appreciate that. That's something that we also did with the first years. Now that they're arriving with my wife, we help a lot of them with the first steps in order to settle here in Charlottesville. And second, my wife came with a little health issue, and in the beginning it was hard to adapt to a new medical system for us. And Whitney, for example, from admissions, I'm gonna drop her name as well, was super helpful. She took Connie to the hospital and introduced like the processing here and how to move around. And she was patient and wait for Connie in order to adapt to the healthcare system here. So like the thing, this is a very close-knit community, is actually true. I experienced it and cherish and value that a lot at that moment. So we try to be the same with the upcoming students and give what we received the last year.
So Jorge, similar experience, I trust for you. Probably had a suitcase and maybe a few other things, and got on a plane and welcome, you're in a brand new country. How did you navigate, just getting settled?
Yeah. From my side, I don't live in Ivy, so I live in Pub. It's a little bit different because you have foreigners, you have bed, like you have a couch. So I didn't have that problem that one had. But from my side, like I have a similar experience regarding the hospitality that I got from this. This was particular from my second years. I arrived to Pub like without knowing anyone, and like suddenly I met these guys from Peru and from Ecuador, and like both of them were super like nice with me. They showed me around. They were super supportive. They invited me to like have lunch, dinner. So again, like super friendly people, and I really love that thing about the community. Like you heard a lot about like, oh, this community is great, but like when you are feeling it, where you are living, like okay, this is a great community. It's like true. And indeed, like I'm going to like those are the ones that host us in New York, and I'm also visiting them in Atlanta like next month. So like again, the community that we have here, I think that's the most valuable thing for me. Like landing here in a new country, in a new like world, in a new life, it was great because of the support of these people. So like you're gonna. When you are here, you're going to experience that, and trust me, that is amazing.
I appreciate you're sharing those stories. It's great to hear about the community in action, and I really do. I can't imagine being in your shoes, to be honest with you. I mean, you just landed in like another place, and of course, you've got this whole pandemic thing, and and you're getting ready to start business school, and it's just like all these things that are layered on top of each other. Like for some people, just starting business school is nerve-wracking enough, and like you just kind of have all these other things going on. So it's wonderful to hear how other students, members of the community, helped you navigate those first few weeks and months. So let's talk about the second year. One of the things that I've picked up on as I've talked with students about their student experiences, maybe things don't slow down in the second year. They're busy, maybe in different ways, but still very, very busy. Juan, I wonder, has your second year been busy? Like what's taking up your time?
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to like compensate, I think, for the first year. There are too many or a lot social events, so you have to pick up which ones you can attend. On my side, we also had like the first quarter many LASA events that we had to host and organize, and that was also time consuming. But then, yeah, we also still have classes, cases, projects, and different deliverables. Perhaps you don't have so many exams at the end of the quarter, but during the quarter you have to work also on the academic part as well. And you continue want to grow the relationships with different friends and networking here at Darden. So at least on my side, those are the things that are on my plate.
That's a lot. I will say, as we do these interviews, sometimes when we get to the spring, we talk to second year students, we start to hear about a lot of golf. So I don't think you're in the golf phase.
No, I couldn't take it. No, I'm more of a tennis guy.
All right. Well, hopefully you're finding some time for tennis. Jorge, how's your second year going?
Yeah, from my side, I would say I'm into golf, so yeah, I have been playing golf. Now the weather is a little bit colder, so yeah, I think that we're gonna wait for for a time to keep playing. But now super good, honestly. Like I'm enjoying a lot my second year. Where I'm spending my time, a lot of coffee chats regarding recruiting. Specifically from my side, I'm going to MasterCard, so a lot of people reaching out about MasterCard and wanting to know about my experience. So I'm trying to like get back all the good things that people provide me. So I'm trying to be as helpful as possible. So what else? I'm also involved in LASA, so that's some time consuming, I would say, but it's great. What else? Also, a lot of social activities. That's the thing I'm loving about my second year is that we have the cold calls, we have the TNDC, we have the several events. Last week we had Thanksgiving, like people hosting us, so amazing. And that's what I love to do, like to get to know all the community, not just like the I would say the students, but also all the faculties. That's the thing I love. So that's where I'm spending my time. I was sick last weekend, but I was playing a lot of PS5, but that was just that weekend, so not anymore.
All right. Well, let's talk about LASA. Juan, what is LASA? Some of our listeners may be hearing this the first time. LASA, what is this organization?
So LASA is the Latin American Students Association, but something I stress out a lot, and this year people finally, I think, understood, it's not only close to Latin American students. You don't have to be Latin American to join our club. It's open to everyone. And that's actually the idea, to bring like Latin American culture to the whole community, and also help our Latin American students interact with everyone and like sharpen and create strengthened bonds with all the students in here. LASA hosts different events throughout the year. We tend to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, which is a very known festival at the end of October, beginning of November, which we already have. We also host the first cold call. We do a huge barbecue at Darden in the what's the name?
the loan.
Yeah, the loan, Darden loan. And next year, the other big event we have is Carnaval, which is end of February, beginning of March, which is a little bit strange because it's usually in Latin American countries in a very warm weather, and here you have to host it with a very cold conditions. So we're still thinking and trying to figure out, wrapping our heads how to do it. Last year, the second years, since there were a couple of restrictions, they have to delay the party, the event, and the weather was a little bit more friendly with us at late March. But this year we want to do it right on time according to our traditions. But yeah, and also on the academics, we try to reach out to different companies. I'm going to Dell, for example, and this year we had a webinar with Dell employees and alumni from Darden, dedicated to the Latin American community and to the students that are members from our club.
I just want to clarify something because like you get like what is a cold call? Because like for us was like, oh, what is this? Cold call can be two things. Cold call is when you are in classes and like maybe you can be distracted and you get cold call. That's like when you like the professor said, hey, like what is happening here? Like guide the class. Cold call is also the when you have to guide the case at the beginning of the class. That's when you get cold call. And the cold call could be also the thing that we have like this social event that we have every Thursday that is after classes. And the idea is to bring all the community. And it's a huge tradition that we have at Darden. And the cold call, every like single club is hosting a different cold call every week. So as LASA, we host the first cold call on a Thursday in general, it's from 5 to 8.
Yeah.
Appreciate that clarification. You're right. If you're outside of the Darden community, you may not know what a cold call is. And for those of you who are listening and hearing that maybe for the first time, yes, you will sometimes be called upon to participate. Unbeknownst to you, you won't raise your hand or anything and just say, Juan, what's going on in the case here? What should we be thinking about? And next thing you know, you're on. So that's the way it goes sometimes. And I think Jorge made a note. Just don't be distracted in class if you can. So
yeah, at least pretend that you're following everything and you're getting everything right.
Well, Jorge, what attracted you to serving on the LASA board? You're both leaders in the organization. How did you decide that this was something that you wanted to prioritize in your second year?
Yeah, my first year I was like, okay, like looking for some clubs, and okay, the first club that you feel like a lot of belonging is of course the Latin American club, because like I'm from Latin America. So I was okay, I want to be part of this club. And when you get to know the people who are working in that club, it was like, okay, this is a great club. Like they're doing great things. Indeed, like the LASA club was the only one that was doing in-person event last year. So I get to know them. Like I really feel that the thing about like introducing to the Latin American community to the whole community, and the thing that Juan said super well, that this is not a club just about Latin America. It's about like a club that is, the only thing that we want to do is like, okay, get to know our culture. And to say our culture is super diverse, because, you know, Latin America, we have like people from Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Chile, Argentina. So the club is super diverse itself, because Latin America is super diverse. And that's the thing that we love about the club, is that everyone is welcome, and like we can do a ton of things. And it's in particular what drew me to be a leader here. It was like, I really wanted to do this club a huge thing. I really wanted to like introduce everyone to this amazing community that we have. And I thought that it was a great way to give back, being part of this. And I'm also so confident that I could do great things.
Juan, same reasoning for you as to how you decided that this is how you wanted to spend your time in your second year?
Yes, yeah, definitely. In first years, as Jorge mentioned, we were liaisons for second years and helped a lot with events. LASA was fortunately one of the few clubs, or at least was one of the few clubs that hosted events in person due to the restrictions. It was really hard, and people, included us, worked really hard to host the events. And this year, we wanted to do like things the way they were supposed to be, and amazing and great. And we had it was super challenging. For example, the first cold call, hosting a barbecue for 450 people. It's trust me, it's not easy. Super challenging, but like after the event was over and everything went super well, it's, I don't know, you feel so grateful and like happy that everyone enjoyed, and like everyone is saying thank you for hosting it, and this was amazing. I really enjoyed that feeling afterwards, and yeah, it's part of giving back to the community, and not only that, to Latin American students as well. Yeah.
Just a little context for our listeners who may be just tapping into some of these conversations about life at Darden during the pandemic. As Juan and Jorge noted at the outset, we resumed normal operations at Darden. We're recording this in early December, and that's the state of play right now. So the students are back in person. If you go back in time, though, and you talk about last year, well, it's a different world. It was pre-widespread vaccination, and so a lot of restrictions at the university level around the number of people who could be together socially. Also required 6 feet of social distance in the classroom spaces, which took the classroom capacity from 65 or so in most of the section classrooms to about 20 to 25 students. And so what Juan and Jorge are talking about are maybe some of the social restrictions that were in place regarding group size. And, you know, even if you got a group together, the way that you need to interact with each other, the expectations. And credit to Darden students. They did a tremendous job through a very tricky phase of the pandemic, pre-vaccine. We were able to continue to offer in-person learning experiences the entire academic year, which not every business school can say. So, you know, all credit to current students in the Darden community for making that happen. So, all right, with that history out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about what you're looking forward to in the months ahead. So, Juan, you did a great job talking about some of the things that are on LASA's calendar. I wonder personally for you, what are you excited about? You've got a couple more quarters to go before graduation here.
Yeah, I mean, in general, we have plenty of events as students involving LASA. We have, like, I think it's the biggest one. It's Carnival Festival. We're still figuring out the location, how to host it. And also we have planned 1 or 2 more barbecues for everyone. We also have to define the dates. It's a little bit tricky with the cold weather to do a barbecue outside, but yeah, again, that we hope the recruiting season will be like almost done in the second semester, and students will have more free time. We'll be able to host those 3 events successfully. We already did the first cold call. We participated with the soccer club in the Darden Soccer Cup, and it was also a huge success. And yes, looking forward to organizing those couple of events that are pending on our side.
Jorge, anything you're personally looking forward to in the months ahead?
Yeah, we have a trip planned. That is the Darden Worldwide course. So we are looking forward to it. I hope that the pandemic is not so hard that time, so we can travel. Particularly, most of us are like finger crossed that this is happening. We are traveling to Iceland, so like super excited about that. I also have a wedding from a LASA guy in Guatemala, so like super excited about that too. Never been, so first time in Guatemala. What else? Yeah, in particular, we have like tons of events and social events, so like I'm super excited about that. indeed, this weekend we have the ball. That is like a thing that the whole Darden community is participating. And yeah, like tons of events. My father are coming in town, so also super excited about that. And I hope that we can do all the things.
I hope that Iceland trip works out. We actually, on the executive MBA side, just had a couple groups of students travel to Europe as part of a global residency. So we had a group that went to Germany, a group that went to Finland and Estonia. That was all one trip. And obviously some new virus news has greeted us here over the past week, but hopefully the world will stay open so that y'all can go to Iceland. I think y'all are traveling with Ron Wilcox, is that right?
Yeah.
Darden faculty member?
Yep, correct.
Have any of you been to Iceland before?
Never.
First time will be.
Okay, little did I, it's become quite a in vogue travel destination over I guess people like lots of incredible photos to be taken there with the steam baths and all the kinds of things that people can do, incredible outdoor outings too. What will y'all be looking at if you do go on that trip?
We didn't do so much research.
Yeah.
I think Jorge is on the side that he doesn't like spoilers.
I don't like spoilers, so I don't want to even see like videos. Like someone sent me a video and I'm like, I know it's spoilers. No.
But we took our flight reservations and we have like a couple of days earlier prior to like the Darden trip in order to do some stuff for ourselves, explore a little bit, but I'll try to tackle the most known things, but we have to design it. We didn't organize anything. We have the Christmas holiday break to think of that, I think, yeah.
I love this idea that Jorge has. Like, I don't want to know what we're doing. I want it all to be revealed. Like,
yeah, the thing is, someone has to plan in order for you like to be able to do something. You have to take a look. But I'll sacrifice myself. I'll watch the videos and help him so he doesn't spoil his.
I know that I have the support of my friends, so
yeah.
Like, no spoilers.
I wonder if this is just an elaborate way of getting out of plan. Just gonna throw that out there.
Machiavellic plan, yeah.
All right. Well, Jorge, let me come to you with our last question. We typically will ask guests the same last question here on the podcast. Do you have a piece of advice, a tip you would share with our prospective student listeners?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we discussed about this, but again, I think it's super important to prioritize. That's my biggest advice. You're going to have tons of things to do, social things, like professional things, curricular things. So you need to prioritize like what to do. Sometimes you're going to have a barbecue and at the same time you can have like another social event and maybe you are going to have a recruiting event. And you need to like prioritize, okay, what is the thing that I really want to do now? And what is the thing that's going to be like good for me? And sometimes it's going to be the recruiting thing because like, of course, you need to get a job, like, you need to do that. And sometimes it's going to be, okay, I need to challenge myself and go to this specific event that I don't want to go, but maybe it's going to be good for me because I'm going to have like a super good thing and it's going to like keep me growing as a person and as a professional. So I would say prioritize and like be open to challenge yourself every time. Don't like get like don't stay in your comfort zone and don't stay like doing just the thing that you want to. I learned, like we talk about this, I learned to play golf here. So that's like another thing that like, please challenge yourself. That's the most important thing that you need to do at Darden.
All right, Juan, you get the final word here. What's a piece of advice that you would share with our prospective student listeners?
Yeah, I got a warm call because I already knew what you were going to ask. Thanks to Jorge. Jorge got the call first. I think that the most helpful piece of advice is seize the time you have in here. For me, it went by super fast. I would have loved to do many more things, but I also cherish all the things that I was able to do. So time flies and just like stop for a moment and realize what you're surrounded by amazing people from all over the world with amazing professors, and you're doing tons of new things. And these 2 years are going to be one of the best 2 years of your life. So enjoy them and make the most out of them. It goes by really fast.
Well, Juan, Jorge, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been such a pleasure. I hope you both have very happy holidays and enjoy your time with your families.
Thank you so much, Fred. Same for you.
Same for you, yeah.
And that was my conversation with Juan Montiel and Jorge Laborde, 2 second-year students in our full-time MBA class of 2022. As always, if you have any comments, suggestions, requests, anything you'd like for us to cover here on the podcast, we're all ears. We can be reached at Darden, that's DARDEN, @virginia.edu. Until next time, stay safe, be well, and thanks for listening.